Alright, it's good, y'all. So, just recording this video in my car real quick before I gotta go in and do some training. Because, I haven't put out a video in a little minute. And also, the sun is hitting. Your boy looks like a glazed donut. Pause. Alright, but anyways. Alright, today, I want to talk about how the gym, being in the gym, training, builds your mind to do hard shit. Alright? So, hopefully you can hear me okay, because I don't have my mic, and you're right by the fan, but the gym, being in the gym, training, builds your mind to do hard shit. Alright? So, Jesus Christ, bro. Yes, it's not necessarily just the gym, but overall training. So if you're an athlete, you know what I'm talking about. So think about, the long training days, especially if you're an outdoor athlete. Football, soccer, any outdoor sport, tennis, especially when it's like 80 degrees, 80 some degrees, humid as shit. It's just uncomfortable conditions to be pushing your body to extremes, right? So think about what I just said. It's pushing your body to extremes. But as an athlete, especially when you're a kid, you don't, if you're a part of the team, bro, like, you don't really have a choice, right? You can't be like, oh, coach, this, I don't feel like doing this today. Coach will be like, bro, get the fuck out of here, bro. Yeah, you don't really have a choice, especially in a team sport. So I played team sports and I played, individual sports. I played tennis in college, but in college, team sport. And I played in Texas, bro, so, like, you have to get used to 90, 95 degree days, 90% humidity, and we had 3-hour practices, bro. So imagine when you have to do that, you don't have a choice. When you have to do that, it just makes doing shit that's not comparably as tough. It makes doing everything else that much easier. You know what I'm saying? So training overall, right? It doesn't have to be those exact conditions, but training overall, you're pushing your body, hitting the gym, right? Most people's workouts, bro, when I look around the gym, when I see, depending, it doesn't really matter what gym I go to, even trainers working with their clients, they don't really push them, right? People going through their own workouts don't really push themselves, right? But that's when you push yourself, that's when you really see what you're made of. When you see what your mind is, that's when you see what your mind is made of, right? So, you got to set up 10, and you got to will yourself to hit, that 10th rep on the dumbbell press or the dumbbell flat press. The dumbbell flat press. Today I was doing, push-pull calisthenics. My biceps and my chest were cooked, but I was hitting an incline press, right? Incline press for some usual weight I can usually get if I'm doing, one-off accessory training, but it was at the end of my workout, and a weight that I could usually get, 8+ reps, I tapped out at like 4, bro, but, I'm pushing through that 4th one, and I lower the weight, finish the reps, finish the set out, right? So you do that over time, over weeks, over months, over years, like that calluses your mind to a point where, shit outside of the training, outside of the gym becomes, by comparison, a lot easier, bro. So that's why I love the gym so much, right? And that's why I think, and so many other people think and know that, training is going to be the basis to, your self-improvement and just the growth overall, and, strengthening your mindset, right? Other thing too, so training, the training sessions can be uncomfortable yet enjoyable. And what I mean by that is, that the training session is going to be demanding of you. Okay, again, if you have conditions like I was saying, like right now it's like 80, it's like 80 degrees, and I'm looking at the field over here and this practice going on. I think it's baseball or something, but it's 80 degrees. It's decently humid, because where I'm at, it's pretty humid. And then when the weather is nice, but then man, it's 5 o'clock. I know I got practice coming up. Again, if you want to be on the team, you don't have a choice, bro. So it's like you start to anticipate going through the training and your mind has to go through that, and you have to find a way to settle your mind, because you're doing this on a daily basis, you know, depending on how active you are in your sport or your training or whatever the case is, daily basis, you know, multiple time a week basis. And again, the more you do it, the more you get comfortable just realizing, okay, I got practice coming up, or I got my training coming up, and this is what it's going to demand of me. So yeah, what I will say to that too is, I feel your training should have some element in there where you have a little bit of, you know, anxiety knowing that it's coming up in the training, but it's like when you get through it, you feel badass because you know it's some hard shit. So for me, it's low key. It's my calisthenics pull-ups days, because I you know, right out of college, I used to be able to do sets of 20 pull-ups like easy, like nothing. But now it's, you know, I'm working up my way back up there, but it's like 20 pull-ups for one set, and then the next set might be like 14, 15, and then, you know, it's a struggle to get back to that point, because, you know, you worked on it for weeks and months before, and you have a certain standard, and that's where you want to be. So that's how I am. But yeah, yeah, the other thing too is, for me, is Bulgarian split squats. Those are my Friday single leg workout. Those are my Friday workout, my single leg focus day. And I know they're a bitch and a half, but I do them every week, because I know, you know, most people in their own training, they'll be like, man, I got Bulgarian split squats, I don't feel like doing today, I'll go easy, or I'll just do this instead. Hell no, bro, you're doing them every single time. So yeah, just having something like that in your training is really good to look forward to. And then when you overcome that every single week, again, what does that do to your mind, right? Just calluses your mind that much more. We on 7 minutes. All right, and then the final thought I want to share is, you know, I know it's pretty trendy at the moment, but, you know, it's more than just the trendy stuff. It's anime. If you are an anime fan, like, obviously you have the big names like Naruto, Dragon Ball Z, literally all the anime, especially for, you know, guys. I don't know how, like, Death Note and, like, you know, the girl, maybe Death Note isn't girly, but some of the other anime, I don't watch every single one, but you got like Dragon Ball, Naruto, My Hero, you got Jujutsu Kaisen, freaking what's the one I'm blanking on right now? Anyways, all of them, what's the basis of most of them? It's a man's journey through struggle and overcoming that struggle with intense, vigorous training. And training obviously is the basis of it, because a lot of these anime are like fight anime. But if you think about it, it's like the premise of all these is you have to overcome struggle. You have to put yourself through struggle to elevate yourself, to overcome external challenges. And that's exactly what training is. So to me, it's pretty cool how training and anime go hand in hand. So yeah, man, just, you know, my thoughts when it comes to that. But yeah, bro, push yourself in the gym. That's how you learn how to do hard shit outside the gym. I don't want to keep this too long, but yeah, if you have any experience when it comes to that, man, like, share your thoughts in the comments, and yeah, we'll keep elevating, man.